Hello everyone, this is Josh from CollectionDX.com. Today we're going to look at the Action Toys Machine Robo Series 07 Shuttle Robo. Of course, this is an upgrade from the classic GoBots space shuttle, a little tiny figure, but with much more modern engineering done by Awaken Studio for Action Toys. So we're going to get into this a little bit. We'll do the transformation, we'll show you the accessories. Overall, I really dig this piece, and I was a little daunted when I first took it out and looked at the transformation. It's actually quite simple, and there's a lot of nice things that click in and tab in and such. And even still, on my 10th or 20th transformation, I'm still finding little details that are really interesting. So let's check this out together. Alright, so you can see the figure here, about that tall, 6 inches, 5 inches maybe, with the cone tip. It has a stand, but this is actually a modular stand, meaning that these are all separate pieces that can be reconfigured in different ways. Right now I have it set up for just like the basic robot display. But what's nice about these stands is each of the Machine Robos comes with them, and the way that they're keyed, you can click all the bases together and make a nice long display out of all of them. And you know, you can do it this way, or you can change it to whatever mode you feel like. Shuttle Robo has a nice gun, which it can hold pretty securely. What's interesting about the gun is that it's modular, and the figure can actually store all of its components. So there are 3 pieces to the gun. And on the back, you can open up the compartment here, and there are places for every one of the components of the weapon. So that one goes there, this one goes there, and then this piece clips in, and the magazine clip goes in the bottom there. So you have full weapon storage. However, these pieces can't stay here for transformation. The toy itself, hefty, very posable. It has die-cast metal parts, but no, it's not overly die-cast, but the chest, like this area is die-cast, like these pegs are anyway, so like, I think it's the back of the chest technically. The engine modules are die-cast, but everything else is a pretty firm and well-done plastic. Arms, you have bicep joints, you have these panels that move, and I guess you don't really have any swivel in the hands. It looks like you do, but I'm not going to force it. So maybe you don't have any swivel in the hands. Head's on a ball joint. Sorry guys. Rotating waist. Ball joint hips. Swivel thighs. Pretty good bend on the knee. And then you have ball jointed feet with a small bend in the toes, but this toe is mainly for transformation rather than articulation. So he's a pretty cool toy. I've noticed after a few times this ball joint is getting a little loose after a bunch of transformations, so you may want to tighten that up. There are ways to do that, but a lot of the other joints are very tight and appropriately tight. So he's fun, he looks good posed, he's fun to muck around with. I've had fun transforming him. General fun. Let's go through the transformation. So transformation, once you're ready, you can take the top 2 pieces of the gun off, but leave that handle in there. That's just going to click over. The head area is going to separate like that and go up into the body. And this section is going to just sort of, you're not going to push anything in place yet, but it's going to do that. Okay. Move the arms out of the way. Rotate the waist. Okay. Now in the back, you're going to take these arms, line up those panels, and just sort of like come around with them. And they'll go into their areas. There's some nice tabs in there. So see, we're at this right now. We can bring the tail up for the shuttle mode. And what I like to do now is get the feet ready. So we rotate the feet. Here how tight that is. Makes me a little nervous, but it works. Rotate them around and there's actually a little tab right there. You can see that the foot is supposed to just to line up with, to keep in place. And that's something I've just recently discovered after like 10 transformations, that there were little guides and tabs everywhere for this. There's a really significant amount of engineering in here for a small toy. So again, we're going to see the little groove. The foot's going to kind of go in that groove. And then up here, lines up in that tab. Alright. And then obviously we can just push the two sides together of the legs. So once those two sides are together, you can put these panels down. And they go underneath those panels. See what we did there? Underneath. Next up, we rotate these side panels and flip them around like so. Now, until you get everything kind of clipped into place, it will be a little loosey-goosey. But underneath you can see what's going on here, that there's a lot of really fun stuff. For example, there's a little tab right there that goes into the hip, which not only locks the panel in place, but it lines the hip properly. Alright. And we fold down the wings. We fold up these panels, and these have little tabs that lock into place there. Like so. Now to store the weapons, this part of the gun just slides right between the legs, and then this part just sort of clicks in on these clips here. And there you have Space Shuttle Robo, or just Shuttle Robo, whatever you want to call them. So it lines up pretty good. There are some gaps in the panels that you kind of push one piece in and another piece comes out. If you really look along some of the lines, I don't know if you can see it, but there's some, like these panels kind of come out a little bit. This edge here, they don't really line up perfect, but they're good. They're really good. It's an ingenious little transformation. It's really well thought out and fun. And it still has a good amount of weight to it. One thing that I'm a little bummed about is no landing gear. No landing gear on the shuttle. So what you can do though is you can reconfigure the base to be more of a flight platform, which is what I'll show you now. Well, I was going to show you this version of the base, but I put the peg in and I broke it off. Yeah. Alright. That doesn't mean... So, these things, these joints here, have a screw in them. Let me see if I can get this to focus in. There we go. Phillips screw. So, what I should have done was loosen the screw, found the pose I want, and then tighten the screw. And I didn't, like a dummy, and I broke part of the base. Alright. Alright, looks like we're using a smaller base than I anticipated. It comes with a little nub, an attachment nub, which you can just put it on and basically adjust your balance to work like so. So it doesn't really, you don't really need the third place. I'm just sort of bummed a bit that I broke it, but I think I can fix it with a little super glue. Always have a tube of super glue when you're reviewing delicate toys, because I might break it, or you might break it. I don't know. Ham-handed that I am. Anyhow, this was a review, kind of a bad review. I think it's a great toy. It's just a poor review, so I'm sorry. Maybe you'll like the review of the piece. It's a cool toy. I have some more Machine Robo stuff coming along. Thanks again to Awaken Studio and Action Toys for sending this over. I cannot wait to tear open the other ones. This is Josh from CollectionDX.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, make fun of me breaking a part of my brand new toy in the comments section. Whatever makes you happy. I'd love to hear it either way. Thanks for watching. See you next time.